Yo. 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 I know you guys haven't seen this motherfucking face in a while. I've been falling in love, right? Isn't that what you call it? Oh. Right, where's Janejira with her sound effects? She's having technical difficulties. That's where we would have got all right. But all bullshit aside, it's Suitman here. I've spent like 6 or 7 of the last 10 weeks in California. Look, a motherfucker got a tan already. You know what I mean? I have been dating with disabilities for the last 7 weeks. And let me tell you, it's a pain in the ass.
You mean all those things we talk about you got to do now?
Right? Not only that, but like it's like you gotta be nice. You gotta be intentional. Like even on her end, she was like, I said I wanted a relationship, but this is a lot of fucking work. I was like, fuck you. You're saying I'm a lot of work. But we got a good guest on today. I don't know. He might go a little crazy. I got to remind him this ain't X bashing while we're on here. I think I'll have to tell him that once or twice, right? But he's a little what's the word? He's a frustrated little guy, I guess. He's been through some things. But our guest today, make some noise for, and I'm gonna fuck up his name. I don't care. I feel like this is how it should happen since I'm white. Black people get this shit all the time. But give it up for Andy Tillinghast!
Talk out my name at all. That was great. No bashing exes. I've got great people that I've been involved with in the past. But it is hard to date with disabilities. So we'll get
there. We'll get there in a second. We're just going through a hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
That was it. You're not in yet. It's okay. See, there's that white guy coming. All right. So since we're gonna talk about it, let's do this now.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you. And then as usual, you know, she said she's Variety D, but she showed us her shirt. And I think she's more Variety A. More Variety A cup. Give it up for Variety D, everybody!
Yay! Good evening. Yes.
Yeah. I saw your little picture with Chris Rock. You've been posting all your little pictures being famous comedian. And you're the only black comedian in the UK, so it's not hard. They're like, we're going to bring another black comedian. And it's Variety D. Like, what the fuck? You're not special. You're like the 2 black comedians are the one they imported, and you. Like that's about it. Right?
Well, I'm glad you noticed me.
I'm glad you noticed me. Hey, and give it up. This lady is starting to turn into like if I was Batman, she'd be like Batgirl, right? She's like a little suit girl. She's trying to run shows and shit now and doing open mics. Oh my God. Give it up for and I don't really know if it's polite anymore. It's kind of possessive. Give it up for the possessive kitty over there. Audra Sisak. Look at her. She's looking like a tough guy. She's got her little hair man bun thing going, showing a little aggression, right?
Yes. Alpha males move over.
I'm feeling the they vibes more often.
I was thinking that. You look like Ken, or what was the guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? KC with the stick, right?
Oh gosh, yeah, that's it. Yes.
Yes.
So we're
the hockey stick and all that. But up next, you know, she's my favorite sound lady, right? She never shows up on time anymore. They are the best animation person I know, right? Give it up for the potato chip enthusiast, Janejira.
Yes, it's me. And our favorite mascot, BDSM Bear, is back.
I'm live now. Everybody say hi to my girlfriend. She decided to call me.
Hello.
Hi.
She's giggling. Yeah. I got a whole bunch of gossip to talk to her about, but we'll leave that one alone, right?
Whoa.
Love you, baby. Holler.
oh. And everyone just went, oh, to all of us who are single.
Fuck all you single bastards. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm in a long relationship. I still masturbate. That was too much. That was TMI. That was the line.
Well, at this time,
Is that your vibrator or your phone?
Oh, Jesus Christ. No comment. You know, you put that thing right below your balls. It feels good. Let me tell you.
He likes the taint action.
Oh, geez.
What?
No, I don't actually. Keep that thing as
Spicy.
far away from that as you can, right? But anyway, we got a topic today. I want to talk about something crazy, and while I get everything going. But here's the question for all you guys out there. Let me ask you: do you tell your partner when you don't like their friend? Like I just me and my girl were talking about this yesterday. Do you tell your partner when you don't like their friends? What do you guys think? I'll put you up first, Audra.
Because I'm such an honest person, I say yes, but you do it in a very respectful way. There's a way to do it. You go and say, okay, so here's reasons why I'm not comfortable with this person. And you have to be very specific with your language. You don't go hauling ass and be like, you know what? Here's why I think your friends are bitches.
Why not? Like, do you have to, like, I've been in a situation where I feel like I know one of my friends, my girlfriend's friends, and is really not a good friend. She knows it. Everybody knows it. And we're talking about, like, how do you address that? How do you, like, I told her, is like, it's got to be a mutual thing. Your friends got to come to you, especially when you get married. I guess that's what we were talking about. It's like when you're in a regular relationship, you may not dead a friendship because you don't like somebody. But once you get married, I think that whole dynamic changes because they're not going to be in my home. They're not going to be in my property if they're really disrespectful to me. You know what I mean?
If they're disrespectful to you, but if you're married, that's different. It's your property together.
Bingo. All right. You're getting at what I'm hitting at. You're getting what I'm putting down, huh? What do you think, Janejira? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree with Audra. Like, if your significant other has a friend who's like noticeably toxic and it's like weighing down on their health, then you should definitely call out and be like, listen, your friend's a little toxic. Let me explain to you the changes that I've seen in your mental health and how
Just a
that's
little
affecting
toxic, you know what I mean? I
Just
feel
a
like
little bit.
they're not quite mercury or lead, but it's kind of mercury poisoning. You know what I mean?
But
You
if
might
you
have
like
some
keep
diarrhea.
letting them be toxic, you about to die from their toxicity poisoning. So you know, you probably should call it out. But like, I don't know if they have like slightly different opinions than you. And by different opinions, I don't mean like opinions on like rights and
Please.
stuff. I mean like maybe they don't like cheese or something. Then you can be like, you know what? That's your friend. Like, you guys have your thing. I'm not gonna like hang out with both of you at the same time if I don't like being them. But like, I'm not gonna ask you to cut them like out of your life because that's a little cray cray.
Agreed.
Like, you should. I feel like it's really toxic to be like, you need to cut this person out of your life because I don't like them, unless there's a good, actual, logical reason. Like, they murdered somebody.
Ultimatums
That's not good.
Ultimatums don't work.
No, they're the worst. Like, why would you do that?
Because I don't like that bitch. And she beat me in Uno. And she always hits me with a draw 4 when I got one card left. And I'm tired of that shit. That's fucking why. I don't like those kind of people. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Variety D. What do you think?
that's petty. Listen, yeah, Suitman. Suitman a petty man. I can't call you, But there's different levels, though, of toxic friends from your partner.
Toxicity.
Thank you. I can't say it to save my life. It sounds like ratchet stuff, but still, it's literally you got the petty ones, and then you've got the poisonous ones. So there's different levels. So if you got the petty ones, and especially if it's a friend who knows the family of your partner, that's even worse because it's that kind of like a god brother, god sister kind of vibe. So it's like, but I know that so and so since nursery, since we're wearing nappies or as you guys call it, diapers. they're troublesome ones because their life was not good as your partner. So what they'll do, they'll drag some pastime, stuff, and then try to cause a little stir. And say, oh, well, her ex-man had 8 packs. What are you packing? You know what I mean? You've got some bullshit like that.
I have
'cause
no
we have,
clue
like,
what
the
you
UK.
just said. I don't know if it was the accent. I don't know if it's the jargon. But no, I don't know. I'm just gonna say for no clue.
The overall, what I'm saying is, there will be people, some toxic people, who your partner knows
Yeah.
because of envy, or they want your friend. They just want your partner to not have that good life with their new significant other.
The
Bingo.
pick me girl.
That was one of the things I talked about is like sometimes your friends can be just miserable.
Yeah, missing what company.
We're in love. You're doing great. You're fine. She threw you a curveball. We handled it. You didn't have to rely on her. You're happy. Like you're happy. She threw your curveball and you were like, I'm still happy. Like that doesn't hurt. Like that pisses some people off. And it was just like, I mean, we all right. Like, okay, all right. Andy, what are your thoughts?
I think it starts with her asshole doesn't have to be my asshole. So your friends, whoever you're running around with.
No, I want you to say that again. Say that one more time.
Yeah, her asshole doesn't have to be my asshole. So everybody's got that asshole friend that they've got. And it all comes down to if you respect your partner. So your partner's pulled around good people, has found those good people. That said, though, and then we're in Seattle, nobody tells each other at all what they're fucking thinking up here. This is the most passive aggressive place in America.
Thank you. That's
yes.
right there.
Why would we be telling anybody anything but like authentic? Like if you want to be your authentic self, by the same token, you should always be free in a relationship to be petty sometimes, to be fucking just a child, just be like, oh, fuck you and Uno. And have that open dialogue with your partner. So you should never be afraid of a discussion. You just got to do it with respect for the other person.
That was the other part is like, I think and that's where I think me and my girlfriend have done a good job is like, we don't like, it's like, oh, you want to talk about that friend? Oh, I want to talk about that friend. Can I talk about them now? Instead of it being like, hey, I want to talk about your friend. Do you see the difference in that conversation? Right?
Yeah. One is like, hey, let's fix this. And the other one is like, let's fight right now.
I think you're totally right. One of them was like, hey, let's kind of work at the other. Hey, I don't like your fucking friend. And that's kind of where, I think that's the one thing I could say. The great thing about the relationship I'm in now, and I don't know if it's either one of our faults or either one of us gets the credit or it's just the luck of the draw. Maybe that's why we should be together. But we're pretty good at communicating. Like our friend was like, you guys fight a lot. And I was like, yeah, but we're just talking. We're just having arguments. We're not like
Passionate
yelling.
conversation.
Bingo, right? It's a debate. Right?
There's a referee, there are like stands, and we get a lot of time and everything. Right? There's a banner.
He's got a rebuttal, right? Hold on.
It's been scheduled. There's a lunch break.
I'm not going with that rhetoric. We got to clear the rest of our calendar. I haven't been able to give you my true fucking response. Fuck you, right?
I have a prepared speech ready.
Yeah, I had a whole prepared speech. I wasn't ready to discuss that topic. We meeting adjourned for 15 minutes and we'll argue some more, right?
We used to have a board.
This is called arguing with autistics.
It's called fucking autistic. Getting into a relationship with somebody who went to school to be a lawyer. So she's got a doctorate in being a lawyer. So that's a hell of a that's not a good conversation. Yeah, with me, between the two, it's like, oh fuck, you can't get a word in edgewise. We're both black and white. So, hey, buddy, you're going to let me talk to the manager, but nigga, don't talk to me like that. Then she gets to wave her little fucking finger, and that's when, she's mad, but she's short and little, and it's cute to me. So I'm just kind of like turned down, like, get mad some more.
I noticed you were upset, but I am not threatened.
Yeah. Oh, why don't you calm down? That's so cute. Are you mad? That doesn't help. That doesn't help. Right. So the one I found
my
out.
My boyfriend's half an inch shorter than me and a cute little golden retriever. So it's like, oh,
Oh, you're so cute, right? that would really piss me off. I don't know if I could date a 6'3" chick who just patted me on the head. I might punch her in the cooter. Just pow.
Oh, don't do that. Cooter's got rights. What's wrong with you, man?
All right.
Are they? I mean, white cooters have been invading everywhere. It's the minority cooters we're worried about. Like, they're an invasive species. All the other ones we're protecting. Oh shit. Never mind.
I guess would you call those the Maine cooters?
The main cooters.
It's a kitty pun.
The suburban cooter, right? Oh fuck. Do we have any calico cooters in here? Anyway, but I was gonna say, I think the best way of doing it is if your partner's got somebody shitty in their lives, you can't be the one to address it, but you can help them solve the problem if they want to talk to you about it. And I found that for me, in my situation, it's been very good to just wait till she brings the shit to me and then start shoveling it out instead of just grabbing the shovel and start flinging it everywhere. That doesn't go too well. Like, you don't like my friends? Well, great. Well, they don't fucking like you either. Oh, I didn't know you're gonna talk to me like that. That's not very nice.
Right?
Okay, sorry. Anyways, let's go. Are you guys awake? We haven't done this in a while. I think we got a good little mood going, right? Our guest
Well,
today.
I'm in the best mood.
You're in the best mood. Why are you in the
Yeah.
best mood? Oh, Bondage Bear is out, motherfuckers. You see that?
Yeah, because yesterday I did my first artist alley at a convention. Yes.
And I didn't get a fucking invite. How are we a
Well,
team if we're not sharing?
Do you
this
want to
shit
drive
on-
to Olympia?
I would have for you.
Sure.
Are you sure about that? I did- I didn't want to make people do that drive because I thought it was going to be like a 3-hour drive. So it's like, oh,
here's the thing.
right.
Even if I wouldn't have made that drive, you don't know how many people on the Suitman network are in Olympia. You don't know how many more people we could have got you there. You're just being fucking selfish. You're not being a good teammate. That's all I'm saying. Help me out here. I just
live like 40 minutes from Olympia.
hello, polite kitty. You could have got some passive aggressive kitty at your artist alley, right? So today, though, we do have somebody else that is from Seattle. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of special people in Seattle. I think it's the rain. It's in the soil. But today we've got comedian Andy fucking Fast. I think that's what it was, right? It's Andy fucking Fast. Is that what it was? Or is it Tillinghast? I don't know. Andy Tillinghast. That the fucking Fast. I like that better. And I'm fucking Fast. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Andy.
Born and raised in Tacoma. So grew up here, joined the military in 1997. Moved back in 2005 to be near family. Been up here about 20 years, work in tech. Don't really understand what the hell I'm doing ever in tech. I've done improv about 10 years ago. Actually, I graduated from Evergreen in Olympia.
Hey, that's literally where I was yesterday.
Yeah, so see, you could have had people
You are
that you would have
such an
just shared.
asshole. Again, thank you for helping.
Just
You're
shared,
such
right?
an asshole. If you'd have
So,
shared that,
I mean, we
maybe
want to
you'd have got
support you.
yesterday.
And then, yeah, I've been bumping into passive aggressive mean kid who's been teaching the town how to flip people off around here. So I've
Yeah,
been doing this for
fucking
a bit.
sign language. I
Yeah.
love that. It's like like speaking French and only knowing how to say ferme la bouche, which is shut your mouth, right?
Yeah.
Or speaking Spanish and just calling everybody putas all day, right? Like, you learned some sign language and she taught everybody how to say fuck you. Great. Good job, boy.
Everybody was fucking off everybody else into every punchline the rest of that show.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Right? But
yeah.
and not to be right or wrong, but this isn't Tinder, motherfucker. I didn't want to know about that. I meant tell us about your diagnoses. What's wrong with you?
I've got autism. I've got a mild form of CP. There are a lot of people who are dealing with a lot more serious things than
So
me.
listen. We don't do
Yeah.
acronyms here because I don't know what CP is. What if somebody
Sure.
doesn't know what CP is? So
Yeah.
I'm assuming cerebral palsy, correct?
I found out I had cerebral palsy when I was 44. At the end of my
wow.
divorce. Yeah, my mom goes, maybe you should talk about the cerebral palsy. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, I lost my kids, found out I had cerebral palsy all in the same day. It was my birthday last year.
Hey,
so that, yeah,
I
it was-
lost my kids, my wife, and found out I was autistic. So
Same fucking, yeah. So you've been there. I'm on an autism spectrum somewhere. The ADD is pretty big. So yes, I got a lot of stuff that I kind of face, but which is why I really appreciate your platform. Suitman, one reason I came right up to you, because what you're doing is amazing.
Oh, hey, no flowers. We're not giving me my flowers. I'm not dead yet, bitch. We're not. I appreciate it. You're the first guy. I don't take compliments well from white men. I don't get them that often, so I'm sorry. That's a different story. But look at, I'm mad at how. I wish you guys got to see. Polite Kitty looks like she's about to pee her pants. She was laughing so hard. That was good. He's got a point. None of the white people like him. Jesus, she's like, I know. I've been to the mics lately. They don't talk good about him. Anyway, we'll move on. But let me ask you, what's it like dating? I mean, like, so we're all here. And we're all different. And I don't know if you know the panel, but Audra's 80, epileptic, narcoleptic. I think she's a klepto as well. And she's autistic, right? Variety D. What's your issues again? ADHD, ADD?
No, that's my brother, my little brother. I'm epileptic, hectic, and yeah, just spastic. So yeah, it's just.
She's another one. She's had some episodes during sex. You can't fuck her too good, or she might like flip out. Like the
breaking news: I did have sex this morning and last night.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Upstairs. He's sleeping upstairs. Oh boy. Oh,
that's a new
Variety D
bathroom.
had sex.
I was wondering about
You're
that.
a great guest. I'm sorry, but you got laid. Hold on, you got.
This is breaking news.
Hey, where's our sound effects? God damn it! Like this is. Oh. How this happened? Well, we know how this happened. I got 5 kids, but is this long term? Is this a fling? I mean, you let him sleep. He's sleeping.
Pray for me. Pray for me. Do you know what? This is what the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th round. Okay, so hopefully.
Whoa!
Like,
2 nights in 2 nights, 7 rounds. That is Suitman approved. That is Suitman approved. All right.
Listen, the time now in Britain is 6:25 p.m. Listen, this is gonna come off. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we got enough. I think we can leave that one alone. Andy's like, I'll be masturbating to that later. Sorry, Andy. We have fun here. But let me ask you. You said so. You went through divorce last year. Was it divorce or just a breakup?
No, divorce.
And how old are the kids?
I got an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old in this relationship.
Okay. So let me ask you, and I know, and this may hurt, may not. You don't have to answer, but I know this was for me. Was any of your diagnoses or issues, were those used against you when you went to court and you went through this process, or
worse? Yeah, they didn't. None of them were really understood. So a lot was thrown out there. When you go through some of the stuff, especially if it's hidden's the right word. Some of the things that you're facing are hidden. A lot of it, they'll just come up with any behavior they can't explain. And then they'll come up with any possible explanation they can, because they're in the most positive behalf possible. They're just trying to put some context on what's happening. There's a lot of miscommunication at that time. What it came down to is kind of these diagnoses and how that affected my behavior, and me really taking ownership of that.
I understand, and I hate to hit a hard spot, because trust me, I got told that I was, big and scary, and I had the what's the NFL disease, concussion syndrome, because I've had a ton of concussion. I might, don't get me wrong, I might. But then again, my mom's dead, my wife was cheating, and I was going through a lot, and I was on meds. That would make anybody act a little crazy, right? So don't act like I'm fucking crazy. Shit's just hitting the fan, right? And same with you. I can understand if you got leg diagnoses and you find out all these things, then you're going through a bad breakup. When you get to court, they're like, well, he's crazy and spastic and he does all these things. Now you're losing because you are disabled and you don't have the capacity or it's funny. I think my girlfriend said it best is you hate when people judge you negatively when you break up for things that they loved you for positively when you were together.
Yeah,
That's good.
for me, it's and I think this is on some of the autism stuff. It's saying things. I've called it myself brutally honest at times, and so you put some stuff out there, and people really aren't ready to hear kind of the honesty, especially in a difficult moment. And it's that I think is related to some of the autism stuff, not knowing when to put that filter into place. Other than that, my wife just thought I was lazy all the fucking time. Hey, go fix the toilet. Hey, go there. I literally couldn't do any of that stuff. So, but it's a little bit late in the game to be like, hey, so I don't know how. I've got a master's degree in psychology. This is mental health awareness month. Another reason, huge thank you for being on here. People see me capable in a lot of ways, but there's some things you aren't capable of doing, especially if they don't understand why. Then they think you're up to something because you can't really talk about it.
Who you telling? Yeah, you should see me when I get mad and I can't talk. Janejira's seeing it. I think Audra's seen it. I'm in public and I just can't talk. And people, what's wrong with him? He's trying not to fuck you up. He's trying to calculate how to talk to you without being scary. And he doesn't think he can do that. So if I can't talk to you and not think that you're going to be scared or intimidated, I just shut the fuck up because I want to fuck you up right now. And then, it's just, I don't know how else to put it. And then also, I think for a lot of people, it's the, I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of compassion for men with mental health disabilities. And I'll just put that out there. Especially larger men. I mean, I know we're not on the same spectrum. He's a little guy. He's about 5'6", $120. He's the little barking dog. I'm pretty sure you're the type that people are, oh, you should just calm down, sir. Whereas I get mad, there's no awe. They're not patting me on the head.
Yeah.
Security! Right? But I think with size, there's not really, for men at least, there's not really a lot of compassion. There's not a lot of people are okay with, you know what I mean? You really, how can I put it, being wrong or as a man, or even like men just expressing emotions. Like I know, what was it? My brother got out of jail not like this past Monday, but the Monday before last, and we were all sitting there. And my other little brother got shot because he's a drug addict and he went and attacked somebody and he got shot with the warning shot, right? And then I went through my bad divorce. So we've all got a record now for different reasons, right? I got mine by circumstance, but I still have a record. My brother's sold drugs and has a record, and then my other brother does drugs and has a record, right? We're all sitting there trying to have a circle of a moment. We're all talking on the phone, and my little brother started crying. And my middle brother was like, "Don't cry. That's some bitch shit." And I was like, "Oh, I cry. I cry so I don't fuck people up. Because if I don't cry, I just walk around angry." And my dad started laughing. He said, "I cry too."
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's this idea that we're all supposed to keep our emotions in, or we're supposed to be put together, or we're supposed to be the providers, or we're supposed to be this, that, and the other. And so when it comes to a court or a breakup or some of these things, when you have mental health issues or you have these deficiencies, it's like you're less of a man for admitting that you have depression. You're less of you get what I'm getting at? Did you feel kind of the same way?
No, I think and it all comes down to that draw four and and that friend that doesn't cooperate. And I was always the guy that would try to have good communication throughout the relationship. So if you're not able to go, fuck you in your draw four and have like open dialogue during the relationship, that minute that they see that you're not cerebral and not there, that can cause problems. So it's all that communication you and your girl are doing. That's part of what makes a really healthy relationship.
I'm not crying. They're crying. Right. And then that was one of the things I talked about. Like, I remember we had a couple of fights or arguments, and there was one time after the argument we talked the next day, and I was talking to her son because I was there for 3.5 weeks, and I said, "Hey, Kyron, I know you hear us argue or have arguments, but I just want to let you know it's not a bad thing. We have discussions. You don't ever hear us throwing stuff. You don't ever hear us yelling at each other insults, right? Or cussing each other out or being threatening. Yeah, you're going to talk about shit. Shit's going to happen. I don't like your relationship with this person. I don't give a shit if you don't. I like that person. Yeah, but I don't like how they treat you. I think they're flirting with you or they're doing these things. Well, that's not okay. I don't give a shit. That's my friend. Well, fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. There's nothing in that was really, truly disrespectful, threatening, but you also have to talk about these things and express them. That's way better than just holding it in and fucking a friend or
Right.
getting
Yep.
even, right?
I think the important part you said too was just not hurling the insults at each other, because there's a way to communicate. Again, it's that about language, and I find language very fascinating. It's part of that psychology thing, I guess. But yeah, it's not about, just, throwing those insults and just that toxic language. It's about communicating in a very healthy way.
It's that respect, right?
Even if it is yelling, I don't
Yeah.
care. Yell at me, but tell me, hey, I didn't like when you did that. Okay, thank you. That was good communication.
Yeah, you say that as a small white woman. When I yell at people, it's like, hey, dude, that's threatening.
In a one-on-one situation, we're talking about a relationship. Public is very different. Now, I'm talking about for me. I can only say from my experience with me.
I know.
I can't
And I
speak
know
for others.
that for your experience with me, you wouldn't want me yelling at you either. So you can say whatever.
And actually, you and I have gotten right back in your face and said,
not in real life. Yes.
Not in real life, but that's because you and I just haven't been,
I don't
that.
know if I'm the one. Yeah, I don't do that for a reason. I'm smarter than I look. You know what I mean? Like I'm not falling for your bullshit.
Trust me, I'm very different in real life. My mom calls me her little bulldog.
Sure. Little is the key word. I just want everybody to hear that, right? Well, let me ask you, Andy. What's the? You said you've got these. What were your experiences? What's the hard part for you? I guess dating with disabilities, or is there a hard part?
At this age, and probably most recently, you meet other people who have been through a lot of trauma and a lot of different things, and you find empathy in that. You find kind of peace in that understanding. But both people, if they're going to try a relationship, bring in their histories and their trauma into things, and it doesn't always work, especially if that trauma is kind of like complementary trauma. You guys have both been through the same things. So it's approaching each of these with really the understanding that we all go into these relationships with our own scars, being delicate when they're there, almost over communicating during that time frame, and understanding that adults can have adult relationships where things don't work. We can end them positively, care about the other person the same way we did going into it, and realizing that wherever God puts us, if we end up alone, we end up alone. If we end up with somebody, that's great. We're here to kind of live our best life while we're doing it, and not being afraid of what the next day may bring or that trauma that we faced before. And it seems easy to say. This is all really part of a daily difficult struggle, especially for people who have gone through some things.
I love how you said that. And I talk to my girlfriend about this sometimes, because I think in it, not just in mental health and not just in trauma, but in situations or we're not in competition. And I think especially in mental health, when you get with other people with disabilities, I've seen people compete on, well, I'm more disabled. Well, I'm more disabled. No, my day was worse. No, my day was worse. I had to take my 6 meds today. You're not even on meds. Why? It's not that bad. Well, just because you're on meds doesn't mean your mental health diagnosis is worse or better. It just means that that's how you're choosing to handle it. Right? You got to unmute when you clap. It's for things that I say good. They can't see that you're saying that's a good point, you guys. But
good point. Yeah,
I was just like, woo-hoo, that's great. Fucking tell everybody.
Come on, Suitman.
I'll say that for everybody to hear again. Your usage or non-usage of medication or therapy to aid in your mental health and your disability doesn't make your problem any more severe or less severe than somebody else's. That is just your coping mechanism and the mechanism you use in your road to recovery.
Preach.
And I think so many people don't understand that just because I'm not on meds doesn't mean I'm not depressed and anxiety. It's just me. I don't like how meds feel. I don't like feeling like a different person.
Yeah.
right? I don't like that numbness. I don't like how I was driving down the road and was like, oh, it's a blue day. That's fucking corny. That's not me. I don't want to be the guy like, hey, look at those clouds. That sounds horrible. I don't want to be that person, right? So I got to figure out how to communicate and talk through my shit. But I didn't like how I was on medication, right? And then some people who take medication, their problems may not be as bad as yours. Your problems may not really be that bad. But since you're Caucasian and your demographic gives you a therapist who doesn't mind giving you great pills to make your fucking face numb, because a lot of these pills are really just drugs, right?
Yeah. There's a chronic illness meme that has a Joker. And so in this community, there's a thing about going up and meeting somebody else and it's a Joker and they're trying to explain, okay, well, this is all the stuff I have. And they like, it's when you let those goblins out of the bag and then share them with other people. And everybody's scared to meet anybody going through this because we all have our medications. We all have that thing that we're wearing, but our goblins are in our bag. And how do you bring out that Joker character to say, no, this is who I really am. And until you do, you don't really feel accepted. And you don't really feel understood. So it's a whole balance of, I just don't want to meet anybody because all the comedians don't really like that white guy out there. So when, how are we going to put ourselves out there and how are we going to start having those interactions with people so we can feel accepted? In reality, a lot of people like social anxiety never do. So there's judgment in the community. You were getting on that with the different meds you're taking, people kind of looking at each other, my thing versus your thing, my pit versus your pit, when to share, when to trust. A lot of it, I think, is kind of rooted down on that. Yeah, so really, it's a heavy topic.
I know. I always try to bring up shit that's heavy, and they look at me like, Jesus, we're doing that again, right? You're really gonna go that dark again? But I think that's the truth in what we do. And that's kind of what I wanted to highlight because I see that I haven't seen it yet, but they have a new Love on the Spectrum, right, in the U.S. and I haven't watched it yet, and I don't know if I want to. Because I think what I'm doing here was inspired, but also insulted by that show. This is why we do this. So we're not. I don't see the guys that are just goofy to everybody. We got, not saying the weird guy, but I was a little worried how this might go because of our interactions in comedy and how people treat you out there. Right? This has gone way better than I anticipated. Right? I said, oh fuck, this could go bad, but we'll see what happens. Right? And I'm transparent. That's my autism. Right before you came on, that was exactly what I fucking said. Ask Audra. I'm not lying. I'm very fucking transparent to a fault, right?
Yeah.
But that's the truth, right? So how do you get around those things? And I think a lot of it is it's the crowd. What do they call it? Crowd hype or crowd scaring or crowd. What do they call that? It's the crowd syndrome. That, oh, that guy's weird. Well, that guy's weird. Well, 7 people said that guy was weird, but I've never really had a conversation with him, but I'm going to assume he's weird, right? We do the same thing in all our interactions, and we're doing that with mental health now. And I think so many people are scared to understand that the guy that you may think is weird may just have a couple of issues that you don't understand. And if you talk to him about them, you might have some compassion. And then some of the guys that are weird, guess what? They're just weird. Like, stop talking to them. Don't judge us because those guys are weird. Those guys are just weird. There's nothing wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the fine line of, especially being a guy, of being a creep versus just being weird, right? That's a thin line. What do you, ladies, do you have any can you help us on that one? How do we navigate the idea of not being a creep and we're just weird? Do we just tell them what's the
That's a hard one.
I was gonna say, this is a hard one. Holy cow.
This been
weird.
Are you fucking doing Dr. Roboto? I don't know the answer.
But yeah, I love everybody's weirdness. I went to Evergreen State College. I mean, we're there to hug everybody's weirdness at the potato chip there. We've got Variety D getting her freak on in London. You're in London. I've got the button, your button, Polite Kitty downstairs. I want to get to know everybody's freaky, weird sides. I think they're all great. It's that respect. It's that embracing every beautiful, weird flower for what it is. And then just the creeps kind of sniff themselves out over time.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna burn me once, I don't really talk to you again kind of person. No, I'm not. I'm usually one that just love me anyway. But hopefully that's kind of where people go with creeps, is
Okay.
they cut them out and then love the
Now you're
weirdness.
doing some mansplaining. You're not one of the ladies I asked to answer for, buddy.
Yeah.
You gotta let that go.
Well, they were like, I don't know. Like, I
let
love
him
all
talk.
his
Let him
physical
talk,
room.
Andy. Shut
Yeah,
the
I'm
fuck
sorry.
up.
You're
Let him
good.
talk.
Yep.
Okay, so like because I'm terrible with like words on the spot, words no go when his brain
Words
no
no
work.
Error
go, I'm
404.
stupid. Me no
Words
talk
didn't
to
show up.
English. Fuck is
So-
wrong with you?
So I'm gonna say, so Andy did a great job of explaining that. That is, I think, the difference between weird and creep. Is weird, I can have fun with you, and weird is great because I'm weird and I consider myself weird, and so that, like, we can deal together, we can be weird together, and it's fun. When you're a creep, again, we go back to that toxic, line. So that's where it is for
Yeah.
me.
I think like a creep is someone who's definitely like more persistent about just like crossing your boundaries. They're like, oh, you have a boundary. I'm gonna see if I can push it because I'm not like other guys. I'm different. This is why you should choose me. Why aren't you choosing me? Oh my God, please choose me. Fuck you. And it's like, okay, calm down, get out of here. And then they're always like, I don't understand why people don't like me. It's like, I wonder why.
Righty, is it a weirdo upstairs or a creep?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked. Weird and wonderful, not creepy. I'm one who creeps in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's it all defined. But
He's
I've
weird.
had to have creepy ex-boyfriends that turned to psychos, or they were psychotic and then became creepy towards society,
You know,
especially here in South London.
I guess that's the thing as a guy is women don't turn into creeps, they turn into stalkers. Right?
Mhm.
Sometimes.
Women will add fake accounts. They'll they'll have their friends start watching you. They'll have an ex add you, right? They'll talk to one of their homeboys, have them add you on some bullshit.
They'll
Like,
go read the reviews on you.
oh damn, shit got
Yeah.
real. We're talking about that girlfriend. You're an asshole. Nobody. We didn't have to bring that up. What? Fuck you. And why are you laughing, polite kitty? Like, yeah, I had an ex do that. Like, go review me on Rate My Profession. Fuck off. This wasn't about me. I'm not. Yeah, I'm crying. Anyways. But yeah, I'm taking down your horror score. You're not that sexy anymore, right? I wish there was a horror score. Because I mean, I think we should have a horror score. And it's a sex positive thing. How much of a whore are you? Can you satisfy me in bed? Are you going to suck my penis? Are you going to try to eat my asshole? If you're that much of a whore, you may not be my kind. I don't want my asshole ate. You know what I mean? Like, only groceries I eat come from Safeway, right? But anyways,
Only Suitman would want a horror score because he's the only person here who doesn't watch porn or want his ass eaten. So yeah, he wants.
Why? What's
Because he
going
wants a
on?
horror score of 2 out of 5. He's a 2 out of 5 whore.
Oh my
Whoa.
God.
Did we just
Upgrade,
sex
man.
shame? Hold on. We just sex shamed me. Go ahead. Did she just sex shame me? She's like, he's a fucking. You know what's funny? Denise did that shit to me. We went out with her friends and they were talking. She's all set. You know, she does whatever she's got a. She's sex positive. She does whatever she wants to do, right? And she was like, "Yeah, he's a square." And I was, "What the fuck? What does that mean?" And she's like, "Well, you don't want any butt play or anything." Well, no, the fuck I don't. Why's that got to make me? You're not putting nothing in my ass. No, leave me alone. I did not drop the soap in
Try
here.
once. You only live once. Try before you die.
No,
Why?
no, I don't have to. That's a total. We're not turning out Suitman on this episode of Dating with Disabilities.
Turn out. Yes, there we go.
You see how they do me here, Andy? Like,
Yeah, I'm a no.
out of nowhere, it's Suitman. You ever sucked a dick before? Why don't you
Yeah.
try a little anal
Just
chase?
try before you die. I'm not sure I'm signing up for that either.
No, I'm not signing up for that narrative either. Like,
Yeah.
I can't call getting women on the show and like, you ever had a big black cock? Why don't you try it? Ah. See how the expectations have turned?
Yeah.
Let's get these women off. We've been talking to them too much. Let's get back on top. Jesus Christ. Oh God. Let me ask you, and I can ask you this. How do you feel this is affecting your comedy?
Before I was prepping for this show, it wasn't at all. I stay the hell away from any of these topics for the most part. I do a lot of generic one-liner Walmart dollar store type stuff, in part because it's just intimidating to talk about.
I think that's can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't find you that funny because of that.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear this stuff. I'm more interested in this person than what you've been putting out there.
I've been doing both. Politely.
Yeah. I'm just gonna tell you can't.
No, yep.
The day I show up and you're not doing you, I'm just like, this guy's fucking corny. This is just every other white guy I'm seeing. Yeah. I've never met this guy on stage before. I had no intent or hope of ever talking to you again after this podcast, but I did book you for it because you asked for it, right?
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I'm Asperger's. I'm transparent, a motherfucker. I like this guy I've had on the podcast. I like this guy if I saw him on stage. Don't you be fucking on me, you motherfuckers. I just imprinted on you, bitch. Like I said on Cut. They're like, that's the nicest thing that big guy could have said. Yes, it was. Fuck you. Anyways. But I'm just saying, I think we get so lost, and I think, and I'll say this to you because I don't think it was you so much. But I think so many people with mental disabilities, physical disabilities, we try so hard to become an entertainer that is not that.
Yep.
That we look like shit on stage when we're not being ourselves. I don't always, and I've told Audra, I don't think Audra's the funniest person either. But her comedy is her. So when she goes on stage, people who watch her find her authentic. And as a producer, it's not my job to find the funniest people out there. It's my job to find a blend of people that will be funny to each and every person in that crowd. And so I only say those two things to you. One, to give Audra her flowers, right? And two, to remind you and remind everybody who's watching this that being a different version of yourself when you become an entertainer will not shine through. You'll never hit your potential when you're trying to do something other than yourself.
Yeah, it's thank you for the unfunny thing. I appreciate it.
No, and I'm not saying I'm funny, but
no,
I find authenticness to you and a funniness to you now that didn't reach me, right?
I appreciate that. Yeah. So, and Audra will tell you, I was doing some of this Wednesday when she was at the mic there, and I've been doing this in different pieces. The Naked Rendezvous that they have over in Belltown, I get a lot of this done over there. It's finding that audience. I get up there. I died. I actually coded out in 2000. Being able to kind of find that audience where you can say something like that, talk about sending the priest away.
Stop.
Yeah.
Every audience is that audience. And here's why I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
I do a joke about my mom dying and cigarette burn scars. I also do a joke about the first time I got called nigga.
Yeah.
They're very taboo subjects. And the more confidence I've told the jokes with, the better the result has been. Whether it's an all-white room or an all-black room, you don't know the story of those people in there. And if you're judging what they're allowed to hear, you're doing them a disservice.
Yeah.
Felt like Dave Chappelle for a second. That sounded like some shit he'd say, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if I want to call them niggers, I'll call them niggers. And I only say that to you because I remember there's a comedian I don't really care for. I'll tell you her name, Lucy Tolofsen.
Yeah.
She does a joke about an urn that hit so hard. I have never laughed so hard in my life, like from a bad place. And do you know what I did within 3 seconds of laughing? I started crying real hard too. Because if it's an urn joke, do you know what that means? I'm the only one laughing because I'm the only one else in the crowd with a dead mom, which is not. And I figured out, I'm the only one laughing. This is pretty morbid that I'm the only one else who's my mom's dead. And I couldn't perform after that, right? But I needed that joke. Because I now tell my cigarette burn scars joke, which does the same thing for a lot of people. They need to hear the truth.
I got you. Yeah. I respect that. Thank you for that feedback.
Sorry, I'm just saying, you're a funny guy.
Yeah.
Just remember, Andy, Dante's one opinion.
Yeah, my asshole doesn't mean everything. That's what she's saying. I know what she's saying. Go fuck yourself, Audra.
No, I love like people like Duante and people kind of in this market, and really anybody who I've talked to over the year or so that I've been doing this. I appreciate kind of all that feedback, and I try to learn from all of it. That balance as you kind of find your comic who of how does the audience see me? What is my comic voice? How do they like? I don't want to be doing therapy on stage. So how can I joke about some of these things in a funny way, show them that I've moved past that? It's always kind of a balance. It's always a learning process.
That's all. See, and I'm not telling him to do anything. That is the generic thing all the big people tell you is you got to find a way to be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. And he admitted that he wasn't being himself. Fuck you, Audra. You know, I'm not taking your shit today.
No, my kid, my oldest son was taken by my first mom, or by his mom when he was 6 weeks old, taken to Japan. I haven't seen him since he was 6 weeks old. He's 17 now.
Oh my.
Really difficult to talk about on stage. I got to do comedy for the Tokyo Underground, the Zoom show, which is where he is. So comedy has put me in places where I can talk about some really important things. I did that show on being a dad. I ripped my shirt off in a little bit that I did. They ended the show with Andy T, the father we all wish we had. So that was me being able to kind of show him that his dad is there for him.
Aww.
And you're going to make me cry because I got a 3-year-old son I've never seen.
Yeah.
On some other stuff. And I get that. That's what I'm saying. Like, so many people, like, and then there's also, like, everybody thinks I'm not black, but shit, I got a kid who's 17 I've never seen before. Are you serious? How can you tell me I'm not black? Like, oh, never mind. And that might go over well with a black crowd, right? And look at Variety D, like, yeah, he's got a point. That would be pretty funny. Black people would give you a little clap for that.
They would, yes.
I guess he had to unmute. That would be funny. That would be pretty funny, right? But those are all the hardships that you have. That, and again, it's not telling you to write that joke, but I think those are the things that I've always been told. Those are the things that make you great. When you find the things that are core to you, that hurt, that are unique and undefiable, and find a way to do those things on stage.
Yeah.
Because nobody can steal that material. Nobody can tell that same joke, right? Nobody tells my name joke, Duante, Dwayne, like I do. They can try, right? Right?
Yeah.
But, right? My middle name's like there's just he's got a point. I called him Duante once too. Yeah, everybody has. Fuck you guys. The rest is when I was working with Chris Zapata this weekend. The lady called me Duante at the catering event. So for the rest of the day, I was, hi Duante. Hi Duante. And it was, oh, your name's Duante? No! My name's fucking Dante! Fuck you, Chris. But yeah, those are the things. What do you got? You ladies got any questions for Andy at all?
This was all such good stuff.
I know.
Yeah, this is a lot to take in. I'm like, what? Like, you don't got something in common. You gotta just go. Your kids are gonna return back to you guys. That's all I can say. I'm praying.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I hope so. You know, there's so many people out there that somebody asked me, like, I talked to my girlfriend about it one day. I talked to other people who have sometimes, you're so out there and you put everything out there. It's like, I have to. I'm the one person who's been strong enough to survive the multitude of shit I went to. And I think Audra knows a lot, almost all of it. Jane knows a lot of it. Variety D knows a good majority. Most people just quit. And I don't mean quit as in give up. I mean commit suicide, give up, quit. I can't. I won't. I feel like it sometimes. I want to, but I don't. And I'm fighting through this shit. And you're going through something similar, right? To hear a white guy who hasn't got to see his kid, that's funny. And not funny in a good way, but it's like about fucking time. Like I remember when my white friend told me about, right? My white friend told me about how his mom was addicted to crack. And I don't feel bad for you. I think that's hilarious, right? Like, you know how many black friends whose mom are addicted to crack? I don't feel bad for you. Not that I don't feel bad for Eddie, but about time. All the white guys were winning when I went to court. About time one of you fuckers lost, right? But and I hope you can take that with the.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Right. But we're supposed to be able to. If I can't fucking laugh, if you want to get mad at me, bitch, I don't see my kids either. I'm half white. I thought I was supposed to get at least one of them, right? Like, oh shit, Jesus Christ. But those are the things. If we can't make jokes about those, and we can't laugh, well, I might as well just go fucking cry all day, right? And I think that's where you've got to find that power. Like for me, that's where I found the power. Not only have I found the power, but like Variety, our kids will hear the power. They hear it when I get choked up sometimes. They'll hear it in your comedy. And so that's why I dare you to be you. Because when you're you, 10 years from now, your kids can hear you talk about a joke and be like, oh my God, Dad did a joke about us 10 years ago. I love that so much.
That is one thing, my kids, I missed the show yesterday because my kids, they help me write a lot of the stuff that I do. And so loving them and the two that I have right now and them being part of my act and kind of part of that voice, that's absolutely important to me.
Yay.
I'm just gonna cry. I feel like a bully again.
I put my son in my show too sometimes, not always, but sometimes. And no, I appreciate it because, and I think men's mental health is really important. So I really enjoyed this show because this is important stuff here.
You know, I think that's the hard part and what I've been battling and fighting is I'm trying to be the face of men's mental health. I'm trying to be the face of black men with autism, black people with mental health issues, black people being open to talk about gay, porn, pride, mental health, all these things. And like in our community, like that kid's just special. No, grandma, he's gay. He's not special. And the other cousin who's special, he's not gay. He's autistic. And there's nothing wrong with him. He's just a little socially weird. That's not the same as the other cousin who's special, who is special. He's Down syndrome. That motherfucker's special, right? But we call them all special. That's not the same thing, right? But in our community, the idea of special applies to all 7 of those different things that are different from being a cis person, basically, right? If you're not a cis person in the black community, you're just special. We got to stop that shit, right? So how do we stop that shit? I think that's a good spot to end. And we're at an hour. Hey, this has been awesome.
Hey guys, thank you.
Andy, tell us what you got coming up next. You got any shows? You can tell us.
Yeah, I'm at Nate's on Tuesday. I'm not sure if you're there.
Again. What's Nate's? Nobody else knows.
Nate's Super Funny Comedy Club. It's on Tuesday, so that's the next place I'll be at. And then I'm going to be hosting trivia over in Alki on Wednesdays.
Perfect. What bar? Oh, no, okay.
Locust Cider.
Okay, we might be able to get you a couple people. Make some noise for Andy, everybody.
Yeah. You guys.
Yeah.
Give it up for Variety D, everybody.
Yeah, she's about to go get some more D.
Yes, I am.
It's no longer Variety D. It's 1D. Ah! No more variety, right?
No.
For the passive aggressive punane. Give it up for the I just barely got here on time, bondage bear included, potato chip enthusiast.
Yes.
And I've been your host with the most in love, all that great shit. I love all you guys. Hey, I got one last thing to close out on. Father's Day is coming up.
Oof.
And I want you motherfuckers to celebrate the good fathers as good as you celebrate the good mothers. I'm tired of seeing motherfuckers getting raggedy breakfast, socks, ties. Fuck all that. I want to see baseball tickets. I want to see bowling balls. I want to see softball bats. Start buying motherfuckers what they want for Father's Day. I'm out. Love you guys.